What's going on guys, Higgs here, and in this video we'll be going over what are some of the best weapons for Naoe in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now Naoe has some solid weapons to pick from in Shadows, which makes using her a lot of fun. From legendaries to epics, we are pretty spoilt for choice. But before we start, if you find yourself enjoying the video at any time, hit the like button because it helps the channel and the video out massively. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for more Assassin's Creed Shadows content. So first up is Yukitsus Revenge, which is one of my absolute favourites in the whole game and probably one of the most popular weapons in the game. This Tanto is perfect for any poison build because it will build up an affliction very efficiently with its poison build up of 18% and how quick the weapon is to use, and the perk it drops with, which is afflicted enemies are vulnerable, which is a massive bonus and of course will work with poison, daze or bleed. If you like poison or afflictions, this is a must-have weapon. You can get Yukitsus Revenge by completing the ancient tomb of Nanjo in Yamashiro. Next is the Violet Knight Katana. Now this is not only a good katana, it is also good for a poison build. With a nice poison build up of 18% and good ability damage, the Violet Knight also comes with a solid perk, Trigger Poison on Deflect, which comes in really handy. If you are surrounded and find it hard to build up your affliction, simply deflect and you're good to go. The build up will give you roughly 50% off the bat, which is great. I highly recommend Violet Knight, and you can get this from the Yukai Honor, which is part of the Yokai questline. Winds of War is a solid Kusarigama that has Daze Affliction. I like Daze as enemies will not hit you whilst they are dazed, and they are also easier to defeat. Winds of War has 18% Daze build up with a good base figure of ability damage as well. The perk that drops with Winds of War is also really good. Posture attacks on dazed enemies break armor, which comes in handy. Enemies do get tougher, and having a guaranteed way to break armor whilst they are dazed is great, and Winds of War offers that. You can obviously build into the Kusarigama, which would make this even better. You can get Winds of War by defeating Joken Hokyu from the Wise quest step. Dragon's Edge is another katana that's worth having due to a few things. The all-round stats are solid and the adrenaline gain is a chunky 35%. And it also comes with a pretty decent perk, and that is creates an area of effect on hit with dodge attacks. Now, if you're good at parrying or dodging, this is going to work wonders for you, because what will happen is you'll do your dodge, and as you can see right now, as soon as that happens, the other enemies are going to kind of turn away, which is going to allow you a bit more breathing space. Any ability that's going to allow you a bit more breathing space in this game is worth having in my book, because as we all know, in Shadows, if you get overwhelmed with enemies, they're going to start prodding and poking you from all angles, and there's not much you can do about it. So Dragon's Edge is totally worth unlocking just for that perk there, because obviously you can get that and then engrave it onto your other weapons as well. And with this perk, if you pair this with the headgear, the Onimusha, you've got quite the duo there. So there's plenty of options when it comes to Dragon's Edge. To get this, you will need to complete the story and defeat Mitsuhide in the finale. I know it's right at the end, but it is definitely worth the wait. Ocean's Grip is another great Kusarigama with great ability damage and plus 29% critical damage as well, offering a decent damage output. What makes this weapon though is its perk, plus 60% damage on enemies over 3 meters away, which is absolutely perfect as the Kusarigama is the one weapon that offers you that distance with Naoe. When you unlock the Cyclone Blast ability in the Kusarigama Mastery, you'll also be doing an extra 11% damage as well, making this a must-have weapon. You can get this by defeating Lopo Cruz, which is part of the Pirate Alliance quest step, which is unlocked by completing the Horseman. I've been having so much fun with this weapon, and it really does do a lot of damage. For me, it works best when there's a group of enemies, just pure and simply because you can start spinning that Kusarigama around, and when them enemies are 3 meters away, you're going to be doing some decent chunks of damage. Stoneheart is another Kusarigama that should be on your list. It has a poison build-up of plus 80%, so it's great for those afflictions. And for me, poison is the best affliction as it spreads so easily, and you've got the best perks that go with it. Not only does it look cool, it has a great perk as well. Spread poison affliction build up with combo ender, and with combo enders being such a regular thing in Shadows, you'll be spreading poison even without building into it. There's plenty of abilities that will help you get combo enders more quickly, with plenty of engravings offering a decent buff as well. Stone Heart can be obtained by completing the Veiled Kofun in Wakasa. Call of the Void is a Tanto that will shine in any assassin's build. To start off with, you have a juicy plus 20.5% vulnerable damage attached to it, and that comes in handy as enemies will be vulnerable quite a lot. But the main perk is the star of the show, plus 30% damage on tagged enemies. As Naoe, the preferred method of play is scouting, tagging and killing, so with this perk, you're getting a nice 30% buff in damage for doing nothing different. And if you ask me, that is a win in my book. Mix this with a build where you buff your all-round damage at night and then you'll be slaying through enemies with ease. You can get this by defeating the God Eye of Void in the God Eye of Shinobi quest step. Widow's Solace is a great epic katana that holds its own because it has the Day's Affliction with a decent build-up of 16% and a healthy amount of posture DPS to go with it. The perk that drops with this is nice as well, plus 35% crit damage to enemies above half health, and the reason this is good is because when you first fight enemies, they start off with full health, meaning the crit damage will be massive from the off and you'll get some decent damage along with it. I said in my Yasuke video that not all weapons need to be legendary, and there are some good pieces of epic gear in this game. I've not unlocked them all yet because some of them are tied behind vendors, and I think they're only on a rotation when the seasons change, which is kind of a bummer. It doesn't help the gear economy out at all. But Widow's Solace definitely holds its own and is a great piece of epic gear. You get this by defeating the Grave Dance, who is part of the Kabukimono questline. Artist's Tier is a Tanto that will give you great vulnerable damage with plus 17.2%, and the perk gives you plus 6% damage on consecutive hits, which doesn't seem much, but it is free damage, as with the Tanto, you are getting off a lot of hits in a short amount of time. If you pair Artist's Tier with Shadow Piercer, which makes enemies vulnerable and deals 80% ability damage, and Shadow Barrage for them quick hits, plus Executioner, which will give you another 12% vulnerable damage, you will be downing enemies with ease. You can get Artist's Tier by opening the locked chest in Takagi Otsuka's fort in Harima. The Mending Bond Epic Katana is another great weapon with Day's Affliction. Just like its counterpart, it has a solid Days build-up of 16%, but the standout stat is the ability damage, which sits at a nice 9k. The perk it comes with offers plus 24% armor damage with a posture attack. This comes in handy when facing multiple enemies. You can build up your posture attacks on the lesser enemies and then attack the ones with armor and take a lot of that armor off in the process. You get this by defeating Inumaru, who is part of the Hunters of Kyonyo quest step. Well, that is the end of the video, guys. We've gone through 10 weapons that I feel are some of the best you can get for Naoe, but there is a whole host of weapons out there which will cater to your preferred playstyle. I will unlock more of them and get more videos out in the future. I've also just downloaded AC Valhalla and I'm quite excited to play that one. I've heard positive things about it, some negative, but I'm totally invested in the Assassin's Creed franchise now. I did complete Odyssey a little while ago and I've been working on a video for that, so stay tuned for them, which will hopefully be coming up pretty soon. As always, if you have enjoyed the video, give us a positive rating, guys. It helps the channel and the video out massively. And if you're into all things Assassin's Creed and other games as well, hit that subscribe button for more videos in the future. But as always, take care and I'll see you on the next video.